All right. NBA Finals are set. Oklahoma City versus Indiana Pacers. Now, how does this relate to the Jazz? Two small market teams are in the NBA playoffs. Adam Silver must be, I don't know, he's probably pretty mad about that because they could have had his precious Knicks big market team in the NBA Finals. But we got left with the Pacers and Oklahoma City Thunder, which I am really thrilled about because this Pacers team has been really fun. How this relates to the Jazz is I just have a question. I haven't thought about this too much, but it's just something that I thought about when watching the Pacers over the past 6 games. Would the Jazz be able to make a blueprint out of how the Pacers got into the finals? Like, is that even possible? We got some people on our team. We got Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Colin Sexton. The Pacers, they were pretty mediocre. I think back in 2020 or 2021, 2022, sometime around there, they were pretty bad. They had like a 25-game win season, but I don't remember the last time the Pacers tanked or were as bad as the Jazz were last season. It seemed like they acquired a lot of their talents. Now, they had Domantas Sabonis, and they traded him to the Kings. They get Tyrese Haliburton. I'm pretty sure that was that trade. Last season or a couple seasons ago, they traded for Pascal Siakam, and then they just have these really great role players with like Nesmith, number 33. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at remembering names, but I had a lot of fun with this Pacers team. So the point is like, are we in a situation maybe right now where we maybe have to trade Lauri Markkanen for someone like Tyrese Haliburton? But I don't know who. I'm just thinking that I'm sure that the Pacers fans they like Sabonis. He was an all-star. He gets traded. They get someone in return. All right, so Haliburton was traded in his sophomore year. He only played 51 games in 2021, 2022. That's when he got traded to the Pacers. He was averaging 14 points per game, 7 assists. So his field goal percentages were about 45, 41%. I'm just curious because Keontae George kind of has a similar points per game number as in his sophomore season. But Keontae George also can't make a three-pointer very well. It's interesting that could the Jazz make the finals through trading? Like, are they more likely to make the finals through trading or through tanking? And it's kind of like best of both worlds. I mean, it's kind of like both worlds are in the finals right now. We got one team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who tanked and also traded for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So both teams had a huge trade to get a star player, I guess. Indiana didn't really tank. Thunder tanked. They got Chet Holmgren. They also drafted very well. These two different stories coming together in the finals of one didn't tank, one did tank, and they're both in the finals. Both methods work. So it's like really seeing like there's not one set plan. And we see a lot of these teams who tank and tank and tank, and they get nowhere. Charlotte Hornets, Washington Wizards. You could argue the Pistons for the longest years. Now they're actually progressing, even though they tanked and tanked and tanked, got the 5th pick over and over again. So it's just something on my mind a little bit about like there's really no one way I think to make the NBA Finals. If the Knicks made the finals, I don't think that I would consider them a bot team either. They traded for Karl Anthony Towns. They signed Jalen Brunson to only like a 4-year, $100 million deal. They traded for Brooklyn Nets guy. So they had these big trades, the Knicks as well. They could have made it in. I'm kind of thinking about this right now on the spot. It's almost like trading is huge in the NBA now. Free agency is pretty non-existent. You can tank, get a top 5 pick, just cross your fingers that you'll get someone. But it seems like trading is the name of the game. Just thinking about this, like how the road to the Jazz ever making the finals again, if they ever do, or even be competitive ever again, unless if we end up being the next Charlotte Hornets or the next Washington Wizards, which I don't hope. So that's just some interesting thoughts. I would kill for a guy like Tyrese Haliburton on our team. I think Haliburton and Lauri Markkanen would be a great duo. Maybe Pacers end up losing this finals and the Jazz ship off Lauri to the Pacers. That would be a cool fit, I think. Lauri and Tyrese as a duo. I'd rather see Haliburton in Jazz jersey just because I'm biased. There's just so many different ways to make the finals and to rebuild and all this stuff. And I was just thinking about that over the past little bit. Wanted to share my thoughts. I want to hear you guys' thoughts about how you think an NBA Finals championship team can be built. I guess that's another way, because only one of these two teams, the team that tanked a lot, and then you got the Pacers, who were pretty average for a while, and then now they're in the finals. If the Pacers win, their method worked more than Oklahoma City. Now, Oklahoma City's could be more long-term too, so there's just all these different factors. I could go on and on about this. Congratulations to Oklahoma City Thunder, and congrats to the Indiana Pacers. Happy for both franchises, especially since they're small market teams. I'll be watching. I'll be happy with whoever's outcome it is. I mean, whoever wins, I'm happy with, I think. I think I'm leaning more towards Indiana Pacers just because they're more the underdog. Anyway, this is Sportsman 17. Thanks everyone for listening.